Hello, everyone, and happy Valentine's Day. If you are seeing this after Valentine's Day or before, we can pretend we are having art class on Valentine's Day together. So, we've got a theme for today's lesson to close out our abstract and geometric unit, and it is hearts. So, let's get started. I think this is going to be one of your favorites. Okay, here we go. And oops. Oh, here it is. And as always, there are my little Valentines. Whoops, as soon as the screen brings them back up. There's Maggie hanging out on top of the curtain rod and Molly talking to the birds, trying to convince them that she's just going to take a nibble and not going to really hurt them. I've got a little family of cardinals that lives in a bush outside that window, and she is quite fascinated with them. So there's your kitten update. Let's get started. First, we're going to do a little math because I'm going to ask you a pop quiz question in just a second. These are angles. There's 3 different types of angles you see here. We'll start with the one and the center. A right angle is exactly 90 degrees. It is what you call a perfect square angle, where you could fit a square corner into. An acute angle is so cute. It is little, it is less than 90 degrees. It'll fit inside of that right angle. An obtuse angle, well, it's larger than 90 degrees. It's larger than a right angle, and, well, it's not going to fit inside a right angle. A right angle will fit inside an obtuse angle. So that is your very quick math minute, or seconds, rather. We are going to be learning about heart-ists today. Yes, a heart-ist. A heart-ist is a word that I made up, but a heart-ist is someone who draws hearts. So let's look. I got to exit out of this screen for just a moment here. Let's look at a heart for a second. We're going to go back to that math question. Some shapes that you might see inside of a heart. Well, I see a circle here. And I see another circle. Oops. Here. And then down here at the bottom, I see a triangle. Now, a triangle has some angles to it, don't you think? What angle do you see down here at the bottom? What do you think it is, right, acute, or obtuse? If you said obtuse, you were correct. Now, one more thing as we're talking about some math here. A heart has a line of symmetry down through the center, meaning that if you fold that heart in half, it is a mirror image of itself. So there is the rest of your math minute. So total, that was a math minute. Let's go back to learning about the heart-ists. So I'm going to introduce you to 4 artists that are known for drawing hearts. The first I'm going to share with you is Jim Dine. He is a pop artist and sculptor, and he gives his hearts a 3D look by using value and shading. So these are some of his artworks that you see there. It's very abstract, if you ask me, but he does use a little bit of shading along the edges to make his heart pop. And a pop artist, by the way, is someone who draws popular or pop culture, contemporary art that is popular today. The next artist is James Goldcrown. He is a mural artist from England. He now lives in the United States, and he is famous for his Bleeding Hearts murals, which you can see there on the screen. So he uses it's a graffiti-like art, but his art is featured in many different graphic arts that you might see on different merchandise, like shoes and different products, because his style of creating hearts is so popular. Then there's Romero Brito. He is a painter and sculptor from Brazil. I'm not showing you maps today, but Brazil is a country in South America. And he uses cubism, which we learned about last week, pop art, and graffiti to create his artworks. And as you see here, we have some hearts, and he has them divided up into sections, and each section has a new pattern in it. So it is very much like our abstract portraits from last week. And don't be surprised, I'm going to do a bonus Valentine lesson in the Bitmoji classroom if you see this again with Romero Brito. And then, last but not least, Chris Uphughes. He is a pop and street artist from NYC, New York City, and he is known for his cartoon hearts, which you see here on the screen. So he does these like murals, and his hearts have a very distinct cartoony face. And if you notice, they all kind of look happy. So he has, these are called happy hearts. That's his character. And you see them with different expressions and different styles of eyes and mouths and sometimes nose. But this is what he is best known for in his art. And he also he draws other characters too. Like he draws like some bees and different bugs and different flowers within his artwork. But the heart is the heart of his work. So that is a quick review or overview of the Heart-ist. Now, you know who else is a Heart-ist? You are a Heart-ist. Yes, because you are going to draw some happy hearts. We're going to draw some Heart-toons, see what I did there, using the style of Chris Uphughes. So, get your paper ready, and here's something to write with, something to write on, and something to color with, because we are going to make our own happy hearts. Okay, you should see my table, and I'm going to move my paper over so that it's filling up the screen. All right, so I have my paper. Last week we had our paper turned portrait style. Now we're back to landscape because I want to have lots of room to draw my Heart-toons. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw our heart shapes. Okay, now you can choose to put as many heart characters as you would like in your work. There's no number that you have to have. I'm going to try to draw several because I want you to see different expressions you could put on your hearts. So I'm going to start over here on the left, and I am going to draw a curved line that starts going straight towards the bottom, and then I'll draw another curved line that starts going straight toward the bottom. So there is my first heart. You can make your hearts any size you choose as well. They do not have to all be the same size. You can have some baby hearts and you have big hearts. And you can have some overlapping hearts, which I will show you in a minute. So I'm going to draw over here I'm going to do the right side of my paper, and I am going to draw another heart, maybe up here. Oops, I need to connect it. Don't worry if one side of your heart's larger than the other. That's okay. It gives your heart some character. And maybe I'm going to put a heart down here. So there's 3 hearts. Maybe I'm going to draw, I'll show you what I mean by an overlapping heart. Maybe I'm going to draw a little baby heart hanging out here. Oh, it's not going to completely overlap, but yeah, it's back here in the background. All right. So we can start with these 4 happy hearts. And I'm going to show you some different styles of faces you could put on your hearts. So you could start with some longer or wide, right? No, let's do this. We could start with some rounder eyes. And I would start with the eyes first. And you can use a heart, the symmetry of the heart, to help you place the features of the face. So this is not going to be an abstract heart. We're going to try to make them cartoony. So their features will have some proportion to them. So I'm going to put the nose in. And then I get to choose the mouth. So I'm going to draw a curved line for the mouth. And I'm going to put these little marks on the end here that curve up to show where he's got little heart cheeks. And then I'm going to add some details to my face. So I might add some eyelashes and some eyelids. Ooh. And she might, or he might be looking over to the side. Got some eyes there. And then maybe this heart's going to be sticking its tongue out. So there's my first face. Now let's draw another one. I'm going to go down here, and this one's going to have some almost half moon eyes. There's my eyes for this one to start out. I'll put a little peak for the nose. And then my mouth here is going to be a little bit more, straighter lines. So I might go up, down, up. This mouth's going to be open. I'll draw a straight line across, put in some cheeks, and then I think I'm going to draw some little teeth in this mouth. And maybe this set of eyes is going to be looking up. And I always seem to draw two sets of curved lines inside the eye because one is the pupil and one is the iris. And let's go up here. We can draw some winking eyes. So I'm going to draw a closed eye. So I'm drawing a half or a curved line, kind of like half of an eye. I'll put some eyelashes on it. It's going to be a winking eye. All right, so we've got an open eye. Give it some eyelashes, maybe an eyelid. And then, I think this is going to have a big old cheesy smile. So I'm going to draw a straight line. And then I'm going to draw a diagonal line on each side. And close it off on the bottom. And then I'm going to put some teeth. I'm going to draw a horizontal line, some vertical lines there, and give her a nose or him a nose. Then let's go up here to this baby heart. This baby heart, I'm going to give you, start with some round eyes. Let me move my paper down a little bit. And then maybe it's going to have some eyelids. See my eyelids. And maybe it's going to be a sleepy heart. I'm going to put some eyes in there. Give it a nose. And maybe I'm going to have it, so you'll be yawning. So give it a round mouth and a little tongue there that's sticking out. If I wanted to draw one more in here, just to show you another style of eyes, you don't have to draw more than however many you want. I might make another overlapping heart. I think this one's going to be a little bit taller, not taller, but maybe more narrow. I'm going to overlap it here. So it's peeking out from behind. I draw some ovals for the eyes. And I might have these eyes like staring at each other. I actually wish I made them a little bit bigger, but that's okay. I'm going to put a nose. Maybe this mouth is going to be smiling. Maybe he's going to have a tooth or two sticking out. So there is my heart family. You don't have to be a family. If you don't want them to be a family, you can also choose to give them some legs and some feet. You don't have to. Maybe some hands. I think they're kind of cute like that. Sometimes Chris Hughes gives his hearts, his happy hearts. Some arms and legs. I think I will, just because I've gotten started here. Now I'm just drawing some simple lines in a circular shape. You'll be able to see her feet be overlapped. Okay, so we have our Heart-toon started, and you can make a scene, you can make a story behind your hearts. You do you. But now we're going to do my favorite part, which is add the color. So I'm going to show you a style that I'm going to use to color my hearts in. You don't have to do this because all of our hearts are unique. Whoops. And I just took my microphone on a field trip. Okay, so microphone has been uprighted. I'm going to grab an extra marker here since I had to move myself. And we will continue. So I've got a pink in my hand. And your hearts can be any color that you fancy, but I am going to start by outlining my heart in this color. And like I said, you don't have to outline yours, but I am choosing to outline mine. And I'm going to make a purple heart. Kind of thinking of the sweethearts that you get sometimes at Valentine's Day. Might do a turquoise heart down here. And if you wanted to, you could also give your hearts some little eyebrows. So they could have some little eyebrows going in like that. They can have some curved lines for eyebrows. You don't have to give them eyebrows, though. Totally up to you. You could also put glasses on your hearts, too. That would be cute. And let's see here. I think I might also do a blue heart back here. And then one more. How about I do a yellow heart? This one a yellow heart. Okay, so I've got the main colors I'm going to use. Now let's see here. I'm going to go through, and I think I'm going to make all of my tongues a certain color. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to color the tongues. And then for their eyes, make their eyes, you can make their eyes solid, or like use one solid color. Like for this one that has the cross-eyed, I might just do them like that. Just outline the darker parts. I like to give my eyes a pupil sometimes and an iris. It's not essential. I kind of do it by habit. For these, I might just color in the eyes black and leave a little gleam in them. They're looking so cute already. And if you don't have a black marker, you could just use a dark crayon or colored pencil. You know that I like that just as well. And then I might go ahead and color in the inside of this mouth. If you want to, you can go ahead and outline the things that you want to have stand out. Like this mouth is open too, so I want to go ahead and outline that. I think I'm just going to go through and outline the parts of the eye that I want to have stand out. So see there, some of you probably started this, you're saying, I can't draw, I can't do art, but look at you now you're a Heart-toonist. You draw Heart-toons. I don't know if I'm going to outline her all of her teeth. She might look like she has things stuck on her teeth. Let's just do them like that. Oops, kind of messed up there. It's okay. I'm going to make their noses stand out too. Maybe the tops of their eyes. Okay. So I like the details that I've done so far in black. I may go back and add more. Now let's see here. I've got some of my hearts that have eyelids. I'm gonna make some purple eyelids here. Except the one that's purple, I think I'm going to make her eyelids pink. And you know what? I think I'm going to make her mouth stand out too. Okay, and now I outlined them in a marker, but I think I'm going to color them in crayon. You could do this with crayon and color pencil. Totally up to you. You could do it all in crayon. I am a big fan of crayons. So I am going to start coloring in my hearts, my happy hearts. And as you do this, you might see other things that you want to go back and add definition, detail to. But I thought this was a fun way to close out our geometric and abstract art unit, because we will be moving on to learning how to draw the face next. And as far as their arms and legs, that I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to have them all be similar to how I do that. So I've got this one colored in, and then I'm going to color in this little fella in blue. This turquoise teal color that I love. Actually, it's called Robin's Egg Blue. Ah, they're just so cute. I know. Some of you probably saying, I don't like things to be cute. Well, they're so happy. They're happy hearts. Okay, and then let me get a yellow here. The yellow that I broke. That's okay. Yellow broken crayon, still color. Then for our background, I was thinking for the background, we could use one of those. We could use the bleeding hearts from James Goldcrown. I was thinking maybe doing that for the background. Like I said, if you want to make an entire story, like a comic strip with these, you could. Valentine's Day Heart-toon. I'm going to get my sky blue for this heart back here. And you know what our hearts could say? You know how if you read those sweethearts that are in the little box, they all have those little sayings on them? They could be saying, those little sayings. That would be fun. We might do that. And might even write them in red. So even if you're not seeing this on Valentine's Day, I hope you are enjoying celebrating. All right, and we're going to color in this pink heart. Actually, I should have colored in her. She has a purple eyelid. She has a purple eyelid here too on the eye that's closed. I know that's silly, but I think about these things. Okay. Looks like we're about ready to move on to the next step. Let me think about their little arms. Might leave their arms alone, and I might just make their feet. Make them pink. They're all going to have pink feet and pink hands. If you wanted to do something different, go right ahead. Alrighty, I think we are about ready to move on. I might touch this up with a little bit of detail here. Start to notice these things as you go on. All right, so we've got our hearts drawn and we're ready to do our background, but if you wanted to, you could have your hearts maybe saying or thinking some positive messages. So I'm going to show you maybe how to draw a voice bubble. You can draw your voice bubble, make a little triangular shape here, and then just curve it up behind. Can be some overlap here. And maybe this heart is saying, be kind. See, it's even in red like you see on the sweethearts. I just came up with that as I'm doing this with you. And then maybe this heart is going, I'll show you how to do a thought bubble. Here's how you can do a thought bubble for this heart down here. I'm going to have this heart be thinking. Draw like a cloud shape. So when you're doing a thought bubble, like they're thinking it, but they're not saying it out loud, that's a cloud shape. You're going to be saying, you rock. And then maybe this little guy back here, we'll draw a thought bubble for him. He's maybe saying, He's going to just say, he's going to be thinking about, let's see here. You are, because I've seen those in the sweethearts too, sweet. Then maybe this one back here, he has his mouth open, he's going to thinking, I'll draw another speaking bubble. Speaking bubbles are smooth edges. Thought bubbles have, whoops, I didn't put my blood up. Thought bubbles are like clouds. He's going to be saying, be kind. Be kind. Be mine. To be mine. That's Valentine. And then this one's going to be thinking. We'll do one more thought bubble. This is going to be saying love. I'm going to this one say love. I even do a. She's thinking about love. You did a circus. Did my O as a heart. Okay, so now our hearts have little things they're saying, and what we could do here, if you want to make those bubbles stand out, I took a gray, and you could just go around the outline of them, like so. Probably won't show up too much, but it might make them stand out, might give them some definition. And then we can do the bleeding heart background if you would like. So we've got, oops, make sure that's in the frame, or if not, there we go. All right, so we're almost done here. So for the bleeding hearts, it does not matter what colors you use. I might try to use similar colors to the hearts that I've already used. They're going to kind of have to be careful to make sure they don't overlap or they don't go over top of your little characters. I might go through with this gray since I have it in my hand and just make their arms and legs, if you added them, color those in quickly, and then my screen there, I kind of froze there for a second. But all I'm doing right now, oh, there it goes back. I'm just coloring those in so I don't color over them. So if I want to add the bleeding hearts to the background, what I could do is just take one of the colors you used or pick another color if you want to, and they're going to overlap. So it's not going to matter if the hearts overlap. So there's one heart, and I'm going to take a blue, and I'm going to draw the start of another heart beneath that. I might take a yellow. Draw another one behind there. So all you have to do if you want to add some bleeding hearts to your background is just draw the outline of a heart. You might want to just go through with one color and put the bleeding hearts where you'd like them to be, or the outline of the hearts where you'd like them to be. My camera is really sticking right now, so if it's jumping around, just know that I'm drawing the outline of some bleeding hearts like James Goldcrown. And you go back in with another color and just add some more. And you don't have to fill up the entire background. You could just fill in a few places or add them where you would like to see them. I might just add one more up there. I'll just put the V or the start of one up there. This was kind of fun, don't you think? Drawing some Valentine Heart-toons. And the faces that you put on these little Heart-toons, you could draw those on any face, any character. I'm going to put a couple more here. Don't worry if you don't draw them just so. And if you like how yours looks without the bleeding hearts in the background to tie in that other Heart-ist, that's cool. You don't have to do this if you like the way yours looks without it. I just like to show you all of the options. And it's Valentine's Day. Do what you love with your art here. Just adding a few more, and I think I'm going to add a couple of the, let's see here, that was the Robin's Egg blue. Add a couple of this blue. And I think we're going to call it complete. All right, so there you have your Heart-toon. You have drawn hearts in the style of Chris Hughes, and I think they look lovely. So happy Valentine's Day. Even if you're not into the mushy stuff on Valentine's Day, I totally get you, and I think that is very wise of you. But remember that Valentine's Day is a day to be kind and show others that you care. So stay warm, stay safe, be kind, you are special, and I will see you next time, my Heart-ists. Goodbye.